Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. Man, I tell you what, where are we? We're
at downtown, Pickwick Landing State Park in Counce, Tennessee.
There we go. It's
that's
awesome.
A mouthful.
Man, that's because we're here for what event, Richard? It's your event, you can tell.
It is the third annual G.G. King Bass Tactix National Invitational Championship on Pickwick Lake, Hardin County, Tennessee.
Man, if that was a Wheel of Fortune, like quiz type thing, someone would get it. There's too many letters in there, too many vowels.
Yeah, lots of them. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I try to make it easy for people.
It doesn't get any better than that. But the main reason we're here right now doing this show is because Gene is here and he's with Kentucky Christian University. And part of what you do, Richard, is give away scholarships. And Gene is one of those guys that
he is one of them huge people.
Right. He's keyed into this fact of these anglers and giving them scholarships and what great students they become. So, Gene, tell us a little bit about your program you have there.
Our program is, we're about 2.5 years into it, and I have to say that our school is so supportive. They are so supportive of this fishing, the program we've got. We are doing scholarships. We pay for travel expenses. They've just been so supportive. And I mean, anything we need, we go to them. They never turn us down. And we've got so many kids right now that's looking for, a college home to come in to get to fish, to get to move to the next level. And KCU right now is so supportive of all of it.
Wow, that's just amazing. Tell us a little bit about the parameters of a student coming to your university.
Well, basically, most of our students really has good grade averages. GPAs are strong. We do have, some kids and stuff that's won scholarships through. That's that's the only requirements. They have to meet a minimum, a GPA that we have in order to come. And we have never had that trouble. Most of our kids that comes to KCU they are very, very talented, gifted kids, and they are really just, they're good people. They're just good folks.
Right. So, Richard, tell us, how did this collaboration happen with Gene and you? Was it a brainstorm of yours? Because we know you have lots of brainstorms.
It is. I was fishing in this lake, and I set the hook, and up come a photo of some guy. And I said, who is this? Who is this? Somebody said, that's that fellow from Kentucky. Gene. I'm just joking.
That's all right.
Anyway.
Hey, I know where you're coming from.
Oh, man. Anyways, I met this gentleman, 4 years ago, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. At Pickwick Lake in Florence, Alabama. And him and I spoke and talked, and it's one of those things where we just became instant brothers. And we both were like, we're Jesus lovers. We're Christians. Amen. And what better way to come together and bless people than to give them an opportunity to further their education in something they love, and that's bass fishing with Kentucky Christian University.
Yeah. So tell us, how did these scholarships go out to these anglers, Gene?
Well, a lot of these scholarships are based on finishes and tournaments, and I do a lot of traveling. I mean, I'm all over. I just drove 6.5 hours just to meet kids today, and KCU's about Christ,
right?
Above all, we're about Christ. That's awesome. And we have I deal with a lot of kids each day, and I have so many young Christian men and women that comes up to me, and they're like, hey, we're really interested in your school because it's a Christian school.
Right.
So, that's a big thing to me. But when we look at giving scholarships out, there's several things that we look into. It ain't just winning a tournament or finishing second or third.
Right.
We're really interested in the kid. And we're really interested in, their wants, how they look toward us. I'm I've got kids that I've been talking to since they were sophomores that I just signed this year.
Wow.
So I'm real into, I want to keep that relationship with kids, and I like to watch them grow. And you see how they're growing from a sophomore to a senior in high school.
Right.
And if they're still interested in me and they call me once a week, and, I know they're pretty good prospects, pretty good candidates. So, like I said, we've just been so blessed, and the kids that we have coming now, I've signed 20 kids this year.
Wow.
And it's just, it's remarkable. It's amazing. They're from all over the country. And these kids that I've signed, they're all about Christ. They're all about their education. They're all about wanting to move to the next level in bass fishing. So it's hard not to turn them kids down. I mean, them kids are for the real deal. And I've got 2 young ladies that's right there with them that I've signed.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us, where is your university? Where is it located at?
Our university is located in Grayson, Kentucky.
Okay.
And,
is that close to Kentucky Lake, maybe?
No, not even.
Not even close.
No, not even close.
Oh, all right.
No, we're more toward the West Virginia side.
Okay.
So we're
all
on the other end of Kentucky.
Right.
But our college is a small college. We run about 550, 600 kids.
Liberal arts.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something about our college too.
Okay.
Is we are very much a athletic college. Most of our kids are scholarship kids. A lot of them
Really?
are. Yes. We have huge, we have a major, football teams, and all of our athletes are just so, kids coming in. And so we're all about scholarships.
Wow.
And it's just an opportunity for kids that may not be able to go to the next level to be able to come and do what they love to do for 4 years.
Right.
And really, get some help doing that to go to the next level.
Right. So, Richard, tell us the program's there and it's set up, and you have these young anglers coming in and they're fishing these tournaments. How do you tell them about these opportunities of different universities and the opportunity to go fish with Gene?
Okay. I want to start out by saying and kind of reflecting back to what he just said.
Right.
I was speaking to a faculty member of Kentucky Christian.
Right.
And, I was inquiring about, I like to know who I'm dealing with,
right.
as far as the school goes. And they said, Mr. Parker, we're going to just lay this out there for you and you'll figure it out. There was a young person that came here to our school 2.5 years in. The family came on financial hardship.
Right.
They said, we just want you to know that kid finished this school and didn't pay another penny.
Wow.
So why would I not want to be in support of school like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a blessing of that family. And Mr. Gene here would go out of his way to make anything possible to help a kid. It's unbelievable what he does. And he's just a great guy. The university's great, but him and I talk, and I'm like, okay, I have this kid, male, female. This is who they are. This is what they are. This is how good they're doing. This is how good they're not doing. And like he said, it's not all about winning. It's about introducing these people to Christ.
Right.
I'm going to do something that you like to do for 4 years and creating a relationship, But we get these scholarships, and when we talk, and we'll make an offer. And then Mr. Gene here does the rest of the work. We just kind of introduce them to Mr. Gene and KCU, and he does the rest of it. So he'll interview, and he'll talk with the families, and then they'll go from there. So we're just kind of like a stepping stone for these, for KCU. And
I see.
It's been a blessing. Over the last 3 years, somewhere around $4.75 million.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about questions, Gene, that these young students might have when they talk to you.
Let me add something to that.
All right.
And they don't have to pay it back. No college debt at the end. You know what I'm saying? Come fish. Come get an education that you ain't got to pay back. No, college debt after 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
And get to fish, right?
To fish.
Like, oh my gosh.
People with their blessings. I just want to add that. Go ahead.
So the students that come up to you and they want to be part of the thing, surely they have some questions like, where can I bring my boat? Mm-hmm. Some fishing questions.
Absolutely.
How what's your answers? Like, give us the top three questions you probably get. One's probably is, do you supply boats, right?
Well, right. We do get that. Here's what we mostly get. Number one, we get scholarships. How much are you going to give me? Because that's only financially aids, and stuff.
Right.
But I will have to say this on part of KCU. We do have one of the finest administration offices. So, if a kid comes in and their parents is doing really well and they make a lot of money and they don't qualify for a lot of things.
Right.
So when I get my scholarship offers in and all that, our administration, they go to work and try to find other money for these kids.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with what their parents make. There's so many scholarships that's left on the table every year kids don't understand.
Wow.
That parents don't understand.
Right.
And there's a lot more fishing scholarships out there, not from KCU or colleges, but just money.
Right.
So our team goes to work and tries to find them everything they can do.
Okay.
So with that being said, that's a big plus. The next question, yes, is do you have boat storages?
Right.
Okay, that's a big thing because boats $100,000.
Yeah.
All right, we're 2.5 years in. We're 550 kids, so we don't have all the cap, to do a lot of things. However, this year we do have a boat storage. They built us a gravel the place.
Right.
We've got all the electric plug-ins, and I met with my AD Wednesday, and now we're getting bids on just what, like you see here, just putting a top over, for the boats all to stay in. So we're going that direction. We don't know how quick we can get there, but we're going that direction just because of money, on that. And, of course, one of the next biggest questions is, well, even with the scholarship, how much does it usually cost us from when we leave campus we get back?
Right.
Well, that's zero. We pay for all that.
That's awesome.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
You take a parent out there that has to pay for boat gas, truck gas, motel rooms, food, out-of-state license.
Right.
It adds up to several $1,000s a tournament.
Yeah.
We pay that.
Wow.
So that's that's pretty much gets them in the level they want to be.
Right.
Now, we started out 2.5 years ago with 10 kids. Now we're probably going to be in the mid-40s this year. So
mid-40s.
And I've already got 9 juniors that's already signing in October for next year that's already committed.
Really?
So, and I had a meeting with my AD. I'm like, where do you want me to take this? He said, basically, his answer was, I guess when the Lord wants us to quit, it ain't time.
That sounds good.
And so that's just the way it is. So, we're going to keep rolling until anything else changes. But right now it's good.
Is there another question that you get asked a lot?
Basically, when they walk through, one thing that they do like about our campus, we're, like I said, we're a small Kentucky campus, but you can walk out in the morning, there'll be 4 or 5 deer grazing, around stuff. They love that size campus. Most of my kids that comes in from out of state, that's the first thing. They're like, oh, my, they can walk. They don't ever have to get back in their vehicle again. And we're just where you've got 550, 600 kids, one thing they love is that when I have walkthroughs, I have so many people come up to these kids and, introduce themselves and, not even fishermen. They could be football players, but everybody really, it's a family-oriented situation.
I see.
And everybody that I've, of course, college is college, and some kids they'll come try it. But I don't care what college. You're always going to have that kid that, it's like, I don't know if this is really for me because I probably need to go home, go to work, And but for the ones that's really there to move forward, we have a great successful rate.
And what are most of them majoring in? The ones that went into fishing, what are they?
I had one just graduates a doctor. Okay. I've got one right now is fishing for me. It's going to be a male nurse. We have a lot of biologists, biology programs that they're in. Business is phenomenal. Everybody wants, because they go into so many different, business degrees. Right. I've got kids now that's coming that's wanting to pursue criminal justice, which we just got last year. So we are growing with everything with the tide. We're actually coming in overwhelming with stuff now. So it used to be 2 years ago, if kids said, well, hey, can I come for criminal justice? We ain't got it. But now we can say, you sure can. And now they're coming. So it's been really a good swing for us. It's going the right direction. And I think the kids, everybody that comes in are just really, happy with things. And, that don't mean they're going to come, and because they get a scholarship don't mean they're going to come. But, but when you got kids that does take the effort and time to come to walk through at least 12 hours away, they're pretty interested.
That's right.
So that kind of gives them, and it's like I tell my kids, every kid comes through, go look at other colleges because I want you to be 100% here if this is where you want to be. Because like I tell my kids, when you turn to come down our lane to our college, if you don't feel home, you probably never will be because this is 4 years of your life, know. And I want them to be happy. That's all that matters. We want them to be happy. We want 20 years from now they're still vacationing with friends. And dorms at our college means nothing because there'll be 12 kids in one dorm laid back. So you know what I'm saying. So it ain't like they really could care less about their dorms because they're never there no way. We fish every day. Our lake's 12 minutes from the house, so you know.
What's your home lake then?
Grayson Lake.
Grayson Lake.
And we got two other lakes within just a few minutes of us, and they're big. And you know, my kids up there, like I said, they fish every day when class. And the cool part of it is our professors fish with them.
Right.
They're like, you know, just wait till after school and I'll go with you boys. You know what I'm saying and stuff.
Right.
And another thing, if you don't play cornhole, you're probably out of luck. You know what I'm saying?
Well, make sure you make a point of that.
Yeah, that's why I want to make sure they get that across.
We get that. Well, that takes us to Tackle Time. Tackle Time is sponsored by Pico Lures. Pico Lures has a complete line of hard and soft baits, so you can find them there at picolures.com. Richard, if you had one tip that you could give to an angler that you think wants to go to their university, what would you tell them?
I would tell them this opportunity is the best thing you'll ever get. I mean, there's so much there, like he's explaining, the vast variety of education levels and what they can go back and get their master's degree.
I have kids right now that's coming back for 5 years that
That's
can
what
fish
I'm
for
saying.
the fifth
So
year to do that.
You're not just going there to get a bachelor's degree. You can stay longer and expand, and you get a one-on-one experience. You're not in a classroom with 75 other people.
We got 9 kids in some classrooms.
Oh wow!
So it's one-on-one, like he was saying.
Yeah, and just the atmosphere, the kindness, and the people that run the university, it's priceless.
All right.
So it may be a long way from home for some people, but what they need to understand is if you're going to fish on a college team anywhere, a legitimate college fishing team, they fish like 7 months. They're not at that school. You're not at the school. You're in Wisconsin, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, Tennessee, Texas. You're somewhere on a regular basis fishing.
Right.
So it ain't like your babies in Grayson, Kentucky every day.
Well, I know that when we came back in January, we fished the first 4 weeks we had campus classes.
Right.
The first 3 weeks we was in Florida, out of Florida.
Wow.
We fished MLF, bass, and all them on Harris Chain. Then we had several teams qualify for the Nationals on Tahoe. So we was gone first 3 weeks out of 4.
Wow.
You know. And the other cool thing about our school is we start back at the end of August.
Right.
So we're there like September, October, and the first part of November we're out. And we don't come back to the end of January.
Wow.
So it's, we're kind of like 3 or 4 on, 3 off, 3 on, 3 off, you know what I'm saying? So just because of after the COVID stuff and all that, they don't want to bring kids in from all over the country.
Right.
We got them everywhere. California, I mean, you name it, they're coming from there.
Wow.
So there's no sense of bringing a kid back for 2 weeks and then taking a chance on getting a problem, getting somebody sick or something.
All right. So if they want to find out more about your program and the university, Gene, where would they go?
They can go to our website.
Okay.
It's KCU.edu. I mean, they can go to it, or they can, and once they go or call, they can contact me, and I'd be more than glad. And I talk to parents every night, just to go through things. 'Cause they have questions, and that's a good thing. I want them to, I want them to know exactly what they're getting. I don't want someone to drive 13 hours thinking they're getting something they're not. I want them to be prepared for this. So they can go online, they can view, what they're looking at, then we can set it up.
All right, sounds good. I went to a small liberal arts Christian college up in Iowa, and I know that because of the smaller campus and how the whole university was set on Christian-based stuff, that it makes such a great, it makes a difference, I think. And,
absolutely.
And it helps you also keep your head straight. So.
And we have chapel, and that's something that's mandatory. You got, 2 times a week, you've got to be at chapel. I mean, that's mandatory class. You have to be there. We shut the campus down.
There you go. Sounds good. So like I always like to end the show, make sure you keep your hook sharp and your lures in the water.